Hello everyone, I'm so excited to be with you tonight for CASA's Light of Hope live stream. I'm Jill Valley from KPAX TV, and I'm happy to be here with Rick today.
Why, thank you very much. I am Rick Sanders, Rick in the Radio on the Mountain Morning Show on 102.5 Mountain FM every weekday morning with your first cup of coffee.
Is that it? Just that?
Just one time. Just one time.
Because I'm on at 5:39 and 10, so I gotcha.
She's all over the place.
We can tell this is going to be a fun
Totally
night, right?
all over the place.
All over the place. We both are. And we're both really happy to be here because this is going to be a wonderful event. Just to kind of go over what's going to happen tonight, we've got all sorts of wonderful auction items to show you. We're going to talk about the importance of CASA, court-appointed special advocates in our community, talk about what they do, talk about how you can help, and recognize some of those amazing people who give tirelessly of their time to make sure the youth in our community have the best chance they can to really make something of themselves and to understand that they are loved and supported by Missoula and this organization.
And because of the pandemic and the COVID-19, we're doing this virtually tonight. And so we want to make sure that this all works. So right now, you should go ahead and just pledge, dedicate, donate $5 right now. Just make sure this thing's working.
Okay, and that's
working okay?
It might be.
Hold on.
There you go. So as you're on there and exploring and learning things, give us a comment. Tell us why CASA is important to you. Tell us where you're watching from so we can kind of see just how much we're reaching out in the community and helping our kids.
Oh, there's another $5. Okay, good. Apparently it works.
Okay, you're doing a good job.
All right.
Of course, this is such a major organization and it can't be done without some incredible people leading the way. So we now have a message from CASA of Missoula's Executive Director, Scott Appel, who has a few words for you as we get started tonight.
Hello and welcome to our annual Light of Hope Gala and first time virtual gala. We'll see if it's the last. Hopefully it's the last. I wanted to start out by thanking a few people. First of all, I'd like to thank our hosts, Jill and Rick. I'd like to thank Britt Gardner, our videographer and creative consultant. And I'd like to thank Emily Lancidel, our development and outreach coordinator. She's really the one that's put all of this together. I'd like to thank our board and our staff for all the work they've done in putting the auction packages together. I'd like to thank our volunteers. I can never say enough about our volunteers. They're incredible people and the commitment they make to CASA and the children is inspiring. I'd like to thank our sponsors, many of whom have been with us, in fact most of whom have been with us for years sponsoring this event. And finally, I'd like to thank all of you for attending and thank you for your participation. Like all of you, this past year has been a bit of a challenge with COVID. In the middle of our pre-service training in March at the law school, we had to switch that training over to virtual, and yet we managed to keep all of the participants in the class. We've had to adapt to visits with children so that they're COVID safe. Our staff and volunteers have had to learn new technology and communication methods to make sure that we're keeping the CASA community engaged and safe. We ended up doing our superhero run instead of in April and October, and we had to do that virtually. But everyone's really stepped up, and despite the challenges of the year, I think we've really come through. We've trained 50 new volunteer advocates. We're currently at 163 active volunteers who are serving 300 children. And I think at this time we're serving virtually every child that's in a dependency and neglect case in Missoula and Mineral counties. Children with a CASA spend less time in foster care. They're less likely to re-enter foster care, they're more likely to succeed in school, and they're more likely to find a safe and permanent home. So I'd like you to sit back, enjoy some presentations from Corey and Paulina, a very inspiring story. You'll hear from our CASA of the Year, you'll hear from Judge Vanetta, and I hope all of them will move you to be generous tonight so we can continue to serve these children. Thank you for your support and enjoy your evening.
It's amazing how groups like CASA, especially CASA, were able to pivot and work so hard for kids during this pandemic, which causes so much extra challenges for folks and trying to find the volunteers and to do all that hard work in court. But I think when it's in your heart, no matter what, you work hard and you make it happen for kids. And so we really appreciate Scott and everybody. And I think his words really ring true. And that's probably why you guys are out here participating in this virtual fundraiser tonight as my mask slips off. This isn't very easy, right? See, we all have to make it through this.
It's got to be over the nose and the mouth, right? Nose and the mouth.
Nose and the
That's
mouth.
right, nose and the mouth.
And as you're on the webpage, again, lightofhope.givesmart.com, give us comments, talk to us, and we'd love to hear kind of what you're talking about. We also kind of want to hear what you want to spend your money on, because we've got some awesome items.
Oh my, yeah, you're going to love these. Check out some of these auction items. We have a wine basket raffle. 1 ticket for $10 or 3 for $20. For just $10, you could be taking home 18 bottles of nice wine, and you'll be set for months or
a weekend.
Or a weekend.
Just a
weekend.
Yeah,
it could be a long weekend, definitely. And then, if you've lived in Missoula more than 15 minutes, you know you've had posh chocolate in your life. And right now, no Valentine's Day is complete without a box of Missoula's finest truffles. One instant purchase is going to get you a 10-piece assortment of Posh Chocolate's best-selling truffles. 45% of the proceeds of this purchase are donated right to CASA of Missoula. Look at that. Oh, that is beautiful. And then, check this out, when summer gets back, whitewater rafting, Lewis and Clark Trail Adventures. Big guide for a whitewater rafting experience you'll never forget. The package has 2 options depending on your skill level. One is a whitewater raft for 4 people down the Alberton Gorge, or a whitewater raft for 2 people down the famous Loxa River.
Have you done that?
I have not done that recently.
I have done it, and it scares you to death, but it's fun.
Young and dumb. I did it my young and dumb days, and this is going to be an adventure for you right there. Other options, the Loxa River, one of the greatest whitewater flows in the country. Whichever option you choose, you're guaranteed to have a blast. It also comes with a fashionable Lewis and Clark Trails Adventure hat and XL tank top.
Perfect.
And finally, a whiskey decanter and Pendleton. Oh, bring a touch of elegance to your bar cart with this truly stunning basket. Gorgeous etched decanter. It'll elevate your evening nightcap while you sip on the finest quality Pendleton whiskey. The package includes hand-etched whiskey decanter set and Pendleton's Director's Reserve 2018. Ice cubes are not included with that package.
But what about wine in a can? Is this a step up from that?
Wine in a can. You can't go wrong with wine in a can.
Maybe this classy decanter whiskey thing is probably.
That's right.
That's just some of the amazing things that happen. And how long do they have to do the auction?
You know what? You have till 7 o'clock tonight, guys. 7 o'clock.
Such amazing things out there. And a lot of amazing stories to share with you tonight. In fact, one of them is a CASA success story. It's Corey. She's been with CASA Missoula for 9 years. She's taken 7 cases. A couple of them lasted 5 years. She's advocated for 9 children total, children who needed her, and she was there for that. Corey actually received the CASA of the Year Award in 2014, and she's currently a foster mom and a CASA mentor. She took Paulina's case, for example. When Paulina was just 13 years old, she's been with her for 5 years in the child welfare system until she aged out at 18. So Paulina is now 21. She's doing well, living here in Missoula. She's with her boyfriend and young son and enrolled in college. Let's hear her story.
I had just become a CASA in the fall of 2012, and I took Paulina's case in January 2013. I just remember reading the case file, and I was so sad reading it, and like, what am I going to say to this girl? What can I do to make it better? How can I be an advocate for her?
They're like a big sister at first.
Yeah, and I walked in. At that point, Paulina had so many different adults in her life. She could have easily just said, I don't want another person in my life, go away, I don't trust adults. And instead she was really open to the idea, and we clicked right away. It was very easy.
She's been a friend for sure, and she asked for how I felt a lot of the times, which was nice, that she would listen to me and she would actually advocate for me.
During the 5 years that I was her advocate, I think Paulina, I can't keep track of how many places he went through. I mean, a couple foster families, 3 states. I think it was about 25 placements that Paulina had been through in 5 years. What I could do for Paulina was to be consistent and to be that person that was there for her.
And the best thing was is that you didn't even get paid for it, and that's one thing that like thing that I think made me want to also stay in contact with you and like, you know, really enjoyed hanging out with you because, you know, you didn't have to. She's actually on my wall with the picture we've taken. I have a bunch of family photos and she's on there a couple times, so.
I still have you in my wallet.
Yeah.
There's a soccer picture. I have a picture of Paulina. She's always been in my wallet.
I start college on Monday. And
Yay.
so
yes, that's awesome.
I want to go into social work and just like really, once I graduate, try to make a set in stone thing for foster kids who age out of the system.
We went through a lot together, and I think just I hope that just having me be the constant person. I mean, there was, you know, how many different therapists, how many different schools, how many different caseworkers, a lot. But there was one CASA.
We need more people like Corey to be willing to volunteer and to be that one person for kids, because, you know, she says that it was all me. I disagree, because if she wasn't in my life, I probably, I don't know, I wouldn't be the person I am today, trying to be a good mom. And she showed me in a way what a good mom is. And I encourage CASAs as well to try and be that person for that child, no matter what age they are, because that consistency in their life is the one thing that's going to help get through things. That's what I feel helped me.
What happens when with teenagers, I think, that age out of the system, is they can get lost going placement to placement, and just to have somebody fill in the blanks and
someone to remember me.
I'm just proud of her. I just see her and I just light up, and I'm just so happy and relieved that she survived this.
She's probably the best thing that's ever happened to me, but she'll say differently. And you know, I didn't even, she saw something in me I still don't see in me.
She went through a lot. She went through a lot, and I just don't take that for granted when I see her. She's pretty special.
All right, so again, I know you're watching us on this live stream. You would love to hear your thoughts on CASA and why it's important to you, and maybe share some of your stories so that we can all feel like we're in this community together helping kids. And it's fun to hear, you know, your thoughts on this, and hear what you think about some of these auction items.
Oh, look, there's another $5 donation. Yeah,
you're mad,
bam,
right?
bam, they just go. You know what? Hats off to whoever put these prizes together. This is some of the most awesome prizes I have ever seen. Check this out. Perfect date night. Make your date night effortless. Effortless date night. Score right there. Stop. That's all I need to say. Effortless date night. Perfect setup. Drinks at the Montgomery, a movie at the Roxy, a night stay at the Doubletree, and dinner at the Finn. It's all included. And you can get on there, start bidding on that thing right now. Again, the website, lightofhope.givesmart.com. What else do we have? We have some amazing prizes.
We got a pie, a pecan pie.
Oh, stop that.
Famous pecan pie.
Oh, man.
That's
You know,
a favorite of Judge Dayshaw's, actually.
is that right?
That's what I'm reading.
Get on there, man. Gosh, look at this stuff. How about fly fishing and a river stay? You get the ultimate fly fishing experience with one other person of your choosing. I'm glad they do it of your choosing, because if you were just forced to take someone else on this, that just wouldn't be much fun.
That would be a reality show right
Yeah,
now.
would that be a real reality show? You get a full day trip from Thunderhammer Fly Fishing, all gear, lunch, transportation from Missoula included, and your refreshing day on the water by sleeping right beside it, with a night stay at one of Montana's most unique Airbnb locations, the Clark Fork Landing River Dome. Going to be a lot of fun. Package includes Cabela's Sink Fly Combo 9-foot, 6-weight, 4-piece rod reel combo. A lot of great stuff. Got to get on there, bid on it. And then, of course, we've got that pecan pie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Mary Denevy and her pecan pies.
Well, apparently it's a staple of this event.
Man, it should be like a food group onto its own.
Right?
I think so. We have some others. Golf for 4. Yeah, Missoula Country Club, Linda Vista Golf Course. They want you to come on out, get some golf going. The package includes an 18-hole round of golf for 4 with golf cart at the Missoula Country Club, 9-hole round of golf for 4 players at the Linda Vista, 4 rounds of indoor golf at golf headquarters, and Linda Vista golf balls, $100 at the Rumors restaurant.
Rumors great. Yeah.
Rumors is good eats, kids. Oh my gosh. And then, check it out, weekend at the lake for up to 12 people. This is amazing. Enjoy a stay at the Last Best Lake Cabin September 10th through 12th this year. Escape the hustle and the bustle. Up to 12 travelers. So includes 2 nights at the Last Best Lake Cabin, 2 plush towels, champagne, sparkling cider, 2 pairs of sunglasses, and 2 Proud Source sparkling water bottles.
Nice.
Wow.
What I like about all of this is like the best of Western Montana.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
those fantastic restaurants and the golf course. I think in September, when we're almost back to normal, knocking on tables here, that would be an awesome way to get your friends that you haven't seen for a while and make a bid and have a big party weekend. We won't tell what happens in Polson stays in Polson.
That's right.
And so, you know, it's such a wonderful way to celebrate this organization and all the wonderful things that, you know, you can do here in Western Montana, from the fly fishing to the floating. And another wonderful thing are those volunteers for CASA. In fact, I want to talk to Kirsten Polito. She is CASA's program manager, and she's going to introduce to us now CASA's Volunteer of the Year.
Hello, my name is Kirsten Polito, and I'm the program manager for CASA of Missoula. Thanks so much for joining us for our first ever virtual Light of Hope Gala. It is our tradition to announce our CASA Volunteer of the Year at Light of Hope, and to select our CASA Volunteer of the Year, each staff member picks their top 3 volunteers who have gone above and beyond, and then we discuss. Given that this year's Volunteer of the Year has served 9 children in 3 courts, always showing the utmost professionalism and top-notch investigative work, it's no surprise her name appeared on several of our lists. That volunteer is Lynn Chapesky. Lynn completed our CASA training in the 2018 summer class. She and her husband had recently moved to Montana after they retired from their careers in Texas, where Lynn had been a pediatric neuropsychologist. Lynn was eager to get involved with an organization that helped children. We were blown away by Lynn during the training. She was so sharp and inquisitive. Her questions led to great discussions and inspired our staff to do more research. Once Lynn was sworn in as a CASA, she was quick to take her first case. This case proved to be challenging. The parents struggled with addiction and mental health issues and had a very tumultuous relationship. There were many versions of the truth throughout the case, ranging from why the department got involved and how visits were going. Each party tried to get Lynn to side with them. Lynn managed this case with professionalism and maintained excellent boundaries. She was honest, fair, and respectful, and kept the kids as a unifying focus. She worked with the parties to ensure the family had the services they needed to help them thrive. Throughout the case, Lynn was a consistent presence, nudging the kids into the conversation when the parents' needs risked to take the focus. The parents worked hard on their treatment plans and were able to maintain sobriety and go to counseling to develop better relationships between themselves and their children. When the family unified and the case was closed, the judge commended the parties, saying that he viewed this case as a success story. We know Lynn was a major part of that success. When Lynn takes a case, she reads everything. She contacts all the parties, she attends every meeting, every hearing, and in a very short amount of time, she knows the case better than anyone else. She also writes scholarly level CASA reports, and if that's not enough, her professional background as a psychologist has been invaluable to the families she works with. We feel confident putting her on some of our toughest cases because she has the skills, knowledge, and insight to navigate the challenges, allowing her to provide the children and families she works with exceptional advocacy. In addition, outside her roles at CASA, she's done extensive research on the effectiveness of CASA and keeps us up to date on the latest data. Lynn has been an unfailing advocate for the children she served, and it is with great pride and admiration that I introduce Lynn Chapesky as our 2021 Volunteer of the Year.
I am so honored to get this award, and I'm particularly honored because there are many people who work within this system who are deserving of recognition. When I initially read the requirements, the job requirements to be a CASA volunteer, I thought to myself, this organization must have a great deal of difficulty finding people who are willing to volunteer to take on this level of responsibility. I was wrong about that. CASA of Missoula is very successful in recruiting many people to do just that. So my second thought was, I bet all CASA volunteers are just like me, a retired person with time on her hands to donate. That assumption was incorrect as well. Many CASAs have full-time jobs, and they take time out of their very busy lives to help protect the welfare of children in difficult situations. I think the most common response I get when someone hears that I'm volunteering for CASA is, oh my goodness, I could never do that. It makes me too uncomfortable to think or to know about children who are being abused or neglected. Well, most of us feel that way. It really is. It's very painful to think about how a child might be traumatized by being removed from their family's home fairly abruptly, or to think about what the experiences must be of a child who's raised in a household with an unpredictable parent who is unable to provide them with the level of support and security that all children need, and most children, fortunately, take for granted. What makes CASAs different is that their own personal discomfort does not act as a deterrent, but rather as a motivator to do something. So when CASAs hear about children who are in distress, they're motivated to act, to make things better. In addition to my fellow CASAs, I have admiration for those who work for Child and Family Services. These are individuals who are given enormous responsibility for ensuring the safety of children who are put under their supervision. And because we are a society that does not prioritize the funding of social services, they carry this responsibility with the burden of very high caseloads. And as you can well imagine, given all of the competing interests in any child's case, Child and Family Services sometimes make decisions that make others unhappy. But the professionals from Child and Family Services with whom I have worked have always responded to heated complaints with patience and grace. I've also been impressed with the foster parents I have met. These are individuals who step up and assume the care on a daily basis for children who have been removed from their parents' homes. And these are children who, because of their previous life circumstances, can be emotionally and behaviorally difficult. And so to generalize from the foster parents that I have known, many of them provide this care without the level of support they could use. Finally, I have great respect for those parents who have done what they've needed to do to get their children back in their homes. This is work that they do in the face of significant obstacles. Drug and alcohol abuse, mental illness, poverty, broken family relationships, just to name a few. As a CASA, the focus is always on the child, but I have come to appreciate that their parents are also victims of societal problems. I am so grateful to have been able to meet, to work with, and to learn from all of these people, just as I am grateful for the recognition that is being given me by CASA of Missoula.
A big congratulations to Lynn for all she has done over the years, and to all the CASA volunteers. Of course, this couldn't be done without you, and that is why it is so important that we have this event tonight. But if you were asking yourself, I wonder what would be an appropriate amount to give, what's going to do the most, where does my money go? This is the guy who's got that information. Tell us about it, Rick.
Tell you what, we have the Fund the Need, the $5,000 support 10 kids for an entire year. You can do this right on the website. $3,000 will support 2 new CASAs for 1 year, and that will bring and help 4 to 6 kids. $2,500 will support 5 children for a year. $1,500 will support 1 new CASA for 1 year, and that 1 new CASA will be helping 2 to 3 different kids. $500. If you can afford $500, gives a child a voice for a year, or just $125 gives a child a CASA for 3 months. There are different levels that you can use.
Your money can go even farther too, because we have some matching funds.
That's right.
Right. Okay, so for this section of the program, we have $8,000 in matching money for those of you who give the Fund the Need part of this program. $1,000 comes from Opportunity Bank. We have $5,000 from Maura Burke and Scott Appel, and $2,000 from Martel Construction. So those are matching funds. These are people and organizations, obviously Scott and Maura, who believe in CASA. And it'd be a great day someday to not even need this organization. But until the world is a perfect place, this is the kind of thing where we can catch our children in crisis and give them love and give them support and show them the way. That's what this community is all about. And it's probably the most important thing we do. And one man who's worked really hard to help them, especially when it comes to the court portion of this, is Judge Venata. Judge Venata is the 4th Judicial District Court Judge who presides over several of Missoula and Mineral County's dependency and neglect cases. He's going to be talking to us tonight about the need for CASA and the difference that CASA can make in this community. He has seen that himself firsthand. Here's what he had to say.
My name is Shane Veneta. I'm a district court judge for Department 5 in the 4th Judicial District. CASA volunteers, in my opinion, give the child an unvarnished, candid voice in the court proceedings, one that isn't duplicated otherwise. Oftentimes, attorneys are limited by what they can say, by their code of ethics, as well as their loyalty to their client. With a CASA volunteer, their loyalty is to that child only, and to make sure that they are a voice for that child. Because they have that loyalty and that care and serve as the voice of the child, those types of recommendations are weighed very heavily by the court. That clear voice ringing out, expressing the child's concern is just amazing. Having a CASA can mean the difference between a proceeding languishing or proceeding forward in an expeditious manner. It's my experience that a CASA can be that voice that prompts the department, prompts the court to press for reunification of the family where warranted, and when not warranted, press the department to file that petition for termination and to provide greater stability to the child. One of the most interesting observations I had was when I heard a CASA volunteer tell the parents what the child needed from them, and they went to treatment and they accomplished the various tasks of the treatment plan. And that voice coming from the child advocate, I think, had an incredible impact on the parents. In my own family, I have encouraged my mother to be a CASA. My brother in Billings is becoming a CASA right now. And having seen on this side of the bench the effect that a CASA can make. We need good people to step forward into these roles. I'm always amazed at the amount of time, the amount of effort that volunteers are making. I can't express my appreciation enough for that commitment. A selfless act to serve as a child's voice is an amazing calling. It's an amazing expression of a desire to not only help that child, that family, but our community heal.
Thank you again, Judge Vanatta, for all that you do. I know those kids appreciate seeing a friendly face up on the bench as you talk about their cases and help make their lives as wonderful as they could possibly be. We really appreciate it. And we know that it's folks like you who can make this happen. And folks like you who are watching tonight who are excited about bidding on some of those items.
That's right. You have until 7 o'clock tonight. And if you have bid, keep bidding. Let's see how far you can push it. There's another $5 bid. Right there. I just saw another $5.
Did you?
Boom! Right there, another $5 bid.
Magic,
so you have just a little bit of time left. You can help out an amazing organization in this community. That's right, CASA.
So if you had to pick one of these silent auction items, what would you pick?
You know, gosh, we were talking about this. It's kind of a tough one. I would have to say it's between the alcohol and the whitewater rafting. It's like one of these things right here.
Why not both?
See, I like that.
On separate days.
Yeah.
You don't want to end up on the news. So
that's right. Yeah, that would be a slow news day right there. But yeah, so they'll bid on both of those. Bid on every one. We have so many awesome prizes. Why would you not bid on every single one? Everything goes to the kids.
It looks like the wine raffle winner is going to be announced in the chat right now.
Oh, is that right?
That's why you need to pay attention to that chat, ladies and gentlemen. There are so many people who are in the driver's seat when it comes to this organization, who are there all the time, making sure everything is running smoothly, making sure the needs of those kids and the volunteers are met. And so we would be remiss if we did not now introduce the president of the board, Andrew Thorness. He has been on CASA of Missoula's board since 2015. He and his employer, Clearwater Credit Union, have been longtime supporters of the CASA mission.
Good evening. My name is Andrew Thorness, and I serve as president of the board of directors for CASA. I have the pleasure of closing us out this evening. The winners of the various auctions will be notified by tomorrow, and you'll be able to pick up your packages at the CASA office next week between Monday and Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. If your package was marked as something that can be mailed, contact us at info@casamissoula.org to arrange for delivery. First, I would like to thank everyone for your participation. Thank you for bidding, donating, and supporting the mission of CASA, providing a voice to children who have been victims of abuse and neglect. A special thank you to all of our volunteers. Your tireless service and countless hours of time and emotional support, providing a voice for vulnerable children, is invaluable. Thank you, CASA staff, for supporting our volunteers and providing knowledge, experience, and training. Thank you to our board of directors for volunteering and supporting the mission through all that you do. Finally, I would like to extend individual thanks to each of our sponsors. First up are the Voice for Children sponsors. These sponsors donated $2,500, and at this level, they are providing a full year of advocacy for 5 abused and neglected children. These sponsors are First Security Bank, Good Food Store, Stockman Bank, Corey and Eric Stern, Clearwater Credit Union, and finally Western Montana Clinic, who has also donated an extra $1,000. Thank you. Next, we have the Volunteer Advocate sponsors. They have donated $1,500, and at this level, they are providing for recruitment, training, and support for 1 volunteer for an entire year. Typically, a volunteer will advocate for 2 to 3 children during that year. Crowley Fleck, Windfall, Northwest Collectors, Warden Thane, A&E Architects, Boone Carlberg, Pete's Electric, Providence St. Patrick, Payne West, Western Montana Bar Association, MMW Architects, Blackfoot Communications, the Washington Companies, Williams Law Firm, and Matt Gare. Thank you. Last, we have our matching sponsors. These sponsors have graciously offered to match donations received tonight, up to a level that they have specified. Mara Burke and Scott Appel. They will be matching up to $5,000. Martel Construction, they will be matching up to $2,000. And Opportunity Bank, they will be matching up to $1,000. Thank you all. Again, thank you to everyone for attending, donating, and supporting the mission of CASA in the amazing work that they do for our community. Thank you all for a wonderful evening, and we hope to see you all again next year. Have a great rest of your night.
It's been an amazing night helping CASA Missoula, an amazing organization here in this community. Please, you still have till 7 o'clock to get onto that website and bid, make a donation, fund the need, help us out. CASA will thank you very much. I am Rick Sanders from the Mountain Morning Show.
And I'm Jill Valley, also so happy to be here tonight to help with this organization. Again, this is what Missoula is all about. We help our children and grow them into wonderful community members so they can be successful. That's like the best thing we can do as grown-ups. And if you're interested and inspired by CASA, go to their website, learn how to be an advocate, learn about the training, and learn even more ways that CASA is helping our youth. It's been great being here. I know you gave a lot. I hope you give more. It's been fun. Maybe you'll see Rick out on the river.
Yeah, till 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock.
Take him with you if you want the river rafting, right? Thank you so much. You guys are wonderful.